Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm bringing you episode 21 of the GM series. About to say the DekeaSaurusRex there, but 21 of the GM series, and we are going to settle down here because we came off a pretty bad 10-game losing streak, I believe it was. Yeah, it was a 10-game losing streak. We finished with 3 wins, but then we finished off with a loss against the Rangers, so our team definitely isn't in the best, I guess you could say, best case scenario. That 10-game losing streak really hurt us. We were in 3rd in our league, and we were, goalie-wise, we're up there, and now we're in 5th in our division, I should say, not league. So we need, I mean, at the time, I think we would be a second wildcard spot. I believe we would be. Yeah, I believe we are, but it's not good positioning. We were 2 points away from being in the 1st in our division, and now we are a whopping 13. So that 10-game losing streak without any overtime losses really hurt us, so we did acquire the Reichel guy. I don't really know how you pronounce his name, but we're going to see how it goes, and we're going to simulate 10 more games. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So against the Kings, and we'll see how we're doing there. I want at least 6 wins here. If not, we may need to change the lineups, but I don't really think we want to do any more trades at the time being, but let's see how it happens. We get a nice win there, so that is nice. So we're probably in a first wildcard spot now, but we'll see how this season actually folds out for us. And let's see, we get a win against the Islanders. Okay, this is nice. We're actually getting wins now. It's very good. I don't know if it's the Reichel guy doing something or just playing overall better, but as you see now, we're on like a 3-game winning streak, and that is what I like to see. And that is what we're going to need if we want to be a playoff team. We get a loss there, so not the greatest, not an overtime loss as well. It seems like a lot of these losses we've had could have went to overtime or shootout, and we could have got an extra point, but it did not happen. Rangers, oh, there you go, a big one for us there. Islanders, they're a pretty good team, it looks like. Posto's leading their team. They actually have acquired Taves, which I don't know what they traded. I feel like it had a, I mean, they probably got him in free agency, so that's why they're so good. I was going to say maybe they trade Tavares, but that just wouldn't make sense. They're fairly even players, so why would they trade Tavares or Taves? But I feel like they just got him in free agency because Taves is always a free agent, like 2015 or 2014, so they probably just got him there. So the Hawks are probably a pretty bad team, but we do get a few wins. We get a 1-0 shutout loss. Again, not overtime, so that is pretty bad, but it's still, we're doing better now, I guess you could say. And let's quickly, I guess, go to the Kings, and that'll be it. Well, let's see what the Hawks are. They're probably pretty bad. They lost Teravainen, and they lost, yeah, they're not very good. They still have Kane, Seabrook. They have a new goalie. They don't have Crawford anymore. Maybe this goalie's really good, but they do decide to beat us 6-3, so not very good there. Against the Kings, the little 2012 Magic. Hopefully we could get some revenge on them, but let's see how this game goes. First period, 3-0. Nylander with 2, Mateau with 1. Stoll gets back in the game, Carter gets close, but the Devils do prevail and win 3-2 over the Los Angeles Kings. Nylander's almost got 20 goals. Henry pops 2 assists. Reichel picks up an assist as well. Mateau's almost got 10, but it's all that matters is we get the win, and that's all I wanted. So we'll go to the All-Star game. We'll see if any of our players made it. I'm not really sure how the All-Star game actually completely works. At first, I was thinking, oh, it's just by points and stuff like that, but there was one time where 2 of my players had like 60-something points going into this. They had a huge advantage, and only one of them made it. Usually, it's only 1 forward, 1 defenseman, and 1 goalie, and at most, I think that's literally all you could have. I've never really seen 2 players on the same team make it, which doesn't really make sense. What happens if you have a first line that all have like 80 points and everyone else is like 30? Obviously, those 3 should all make it, but pretty sure only the best forward on your team, the best defenseman, if they have enough points, and best goalie can make it for the All-Star game. But we do get 2 back-to-back shutout losses. Not good at all. No goals at all. And those 2 losses, we don't pick up 1 point, so not very good again at all. So we'll quickly go up to the All-Star game. I'm going to assume Nylander or Teravainen make it. I'm pretty sure Nylander has... Actually, I'm not sure who's going to have more... I don't know if Nylander has more assists than Teravainen has goals, but we'll see here. I'm going to guess Teravainen has more points, so he's going to make it, but we'll see here. So first period, actually, I didn't mean to simulate this game, but I guess we're simulating it. I want to see who's on the team, but I don't think we'll be able to see that until I look right now. So the away, that's not us. We are away. Sorry, I mean red. So we'll see. I'm gonna guess. So we have no one. Nylander did make it, so I'm gonna guess Teravainen didn't. And yeah, that's it. We only had Nylander make it. So pretty cool. We played 13 minutes, had 1 shot on net, and yeah, Lost one faceoff he took, and that was it. So he did not play at all, really. But he was in the game, and that's all you could say. He's had a pretty remarkable first season. He's about to hit 20 goals, made the All-Star game. Again, his first season in the NHL, and we'll continue, though. Against the Oilers, pretty good team, actually. Do we get a nice win here? And we get a loss, again, in regulation. I would say at least 5 or 6 of these regulation losses should have went to overtime. We couldn't, again, we lose, but that was a 2-goal game, so can't really blame overtime or a shootout loss there. But, again, a lot of our losses were 1-goal games, so we could have pushed it to overtime. Could have got a point there. Because right now our record does not look very good. We don't look like a playoff team at all. We look very young and unexperienced. And that is definitely the case in my opinion. But like I said previously, and I keep saying, we won the cup last year. I don't understand why we aren't thriving right now. A lot of our players got better. For some reason I decided to simulate this game, it seems like. But Jelinos gets a goal for us. Larson gets a goal. And Subban decides to pop in too and get the game-winning goal there. So we do lose that game. Nylander picks up a point. Larson's first goal, I should say. Nylander picks up 2 points. Jelinos is second, so not doing so good at all, as it seems. And we are 26, 24, and 2, so a little shaky, definitely. A lot shaky, I guess you could say. We're going to look at the stats real quick, because I don't like this record, and there's only like 30 games left, if that. Yeah, I believe that's literally, yeah, that is. There's exactly 30 games left, so what are we doing so bad? I want to know what we are doing so bad. Because obviously, I believe our past 15 games, we probably have 4 or 5 wins, 10 losses or so. So center-wise, we're going to move Teravainen up to the first line. We're going to move Henry to the second line. See what that does. Reichel, 30 points, and not so good. Elias, 30, pretty good. Tenby, the only reason why Elias is, I said pretty good there, is because he's playing second line. On top of that, he's a lot older. Reichel's higher overall, stuff like that. Tenby, 21, okay. Tatar, 18, not very good. Jokinen, all right. Mateau, Klo, okay. Bickle, terrible, obviously. Probably should have Brunner there. Nylander, 36, that's all right. Again, nothing too special. I'd like to see him around 40, 45 points. Defensemen, okay, now they have 2 20-point getters. Honka, again, not very good season, it looks like. And the only even guy is Barry, and everyone else is just not doing very good. Goalie-wise, yes, both of them have gotten worse since the last time we checked. Neither of them are really taking an advantage in wins over losses. Both of them have 1 more win than a loss, so both of them are not playing very good. I don't know if it's our defense. I feel like our forwards definitely are most lacking feature, but we'll have to see. But anyway, we'll simulate 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll simulate up to the Wild game, and we'll see what happens. Colorado Avalanche. Can we get a nice win here? Yes, so 2-0 win, finally. We need at least a 3 or 4 game winning streak if we want to get back in a playoff route, but we'll see what happens. A loss again. Regulation loss. A win there, though. Henrique takes over in goals, so actually I didn't even move him down. But I guess he's going to stay. Another loss, but we picked up a point, so that's fairly good. Our last 4 games, we picked up, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 8, so that's not too bad, unless we actually won that game, so never mind. Not 4 out of 8, 5 out of 8, so not too bad there. Can we please finish off with like a 3 or 4 game winning streak, just so we can get in a good spot? There's another loss, again, regulation loss, not good at all. Against the Bruins, and a win there. Henrique picks up his 20th goal. Teravainen could get close to 30 assists soon, hopefully. A win there, so there you go. We may be in a playoff position, but I'm not really sure at the moment. I'm gonna guess we aren't. I feel like we need to get like 32 or 33 wins to be in a playoff spot, or anyway a comfortable playoff spot, because we may be close to a second wild card spot, but at the moment just not a very good record. Well, nice little win there, and I guess we'll just keep simulating, and we will just keep going OHL, because it's the only thing with a few top 10 players. Hull and York may possibly get drafted first round pick, but we'll just simulate up to the trade deadline, and we'll see if we want to trade anyone. I don't really want to, but we may want to. It kind of sounds weird, but we have that Severenson guy coming up. He's our highest projected in terms of trade value and stuff like that, so we may trade him actually, because we do have our defense is pretty young. Minus Green, our defense is really young. BX is fairly old as well, but take away Bieksa and Green, our defense is all like under 26 years old, so that's very good. And really, do we need Severinsen? He's probably going to take at least 3 or 4 more years to get to like a top 2 defenseman. We could trade him now. He's got some pretty good value. We could trade him for a... I really don't know what we would trade him for, but we could trade him and someone else for like a top forward or something like that. I don't even know if we need a top forward. Maybe like a second line guy or something like that. Or maybe even a top 2 defenseman right now. But we'll see what we want to do. We finished off with an overtime loss, a win, and then I definitely think we finished off better than how we started this episode off. Or ended the last one off. So Schneider's in second in wins. That could be a good sign. Maybe we are in a playoff spot, but I don't know. And we are officially in a playoff spot. That is good. We are second wildcard seed, and Washington and Florida are 2 points behind us, so that is not good. But we're in a playoff spot, which I was actually not expecting. And let's quickly look at, let's look at stats, and we'll see how we are actually doing. Team stats. 15th, like I said again, we're just in a playoff spot. Goals per game, not very good. I'd like to be around the 2.5 or so mark. Goals against, again, I'd like to be at the 2.25 mark, which is not too bad, the 2.4, but still not very good. Power play, fairly good. I like that. Around 18% would be perfect. Penalty kills dropped. It was 86, now it's 84. And we are 20, 13-1 home, which is very good. 13, 14, and 3 away, not good at all. And we finished 6-2-2, so that's fairly good. And that is why we are in a playoff spot at the moment. But let's look at our player stats and who's doing what and all that stuff like that. Hopefully Nylander's at least 45 points. Hopefully Teravainen's at 40 points. Henrique's at maybe 50 possibly. Probably not, but we'll see what everyone's doing. So, Henrique's almost at 50, so that's perfect. Teravainen's at 40. That's fairly good. I'd like to see him maybe 5 or 10 more points, but it's still pretty good. Kennedy, again, not expecting him to do anything at all. Reichel, 40 points. That's all right. I'd like to see him around 50. Especially, well, actually, he's only 86. He's not like an 88 or 89, so that's fairly good for him. Eliash, all right. Tatar's okay. Tenby's okay. Mato's okay. Jokinen's okay. Klo's okay. And Bickle picks up his first point. Pretty insane stuff, huh? Then we have Nylander with 43, which is all right. Again, around 45 to 50. I'd like to see him, especially to get him a nice boost. But he did boost 1 overall already, I believe already. He was 82 before, now he's 83. Defenseman, not very good. When we started this, when we ended the last episode, they both were at 22, I believe. 22 points. Now they have only each gotten 3 in the, I believe, 10 to 12 games or something like that. Honka picks up some points, so that is very nice. Green, we just have a really balanced group of defensemen here. And like I said again, they're all really young, minus Bieksa and Green. Everyone's under 25. And goalies, Kincaid has been really good, and well, he's dropped his goals against average by, I think, 0.4. And Schneider's dropped it by 0.1, so fairly good. They're both getting a bit better. Well, Kincaid almost has 93 save percentage, so possibly do we trade Schneider in 2 years and have Kincaid as a starter? Because Kincaid's already 83 years old. I feel like he could get to an 87, 88 in the next year or two. But let's see what the trade day has to offer, and then we'll just quickly move past this and we'll see what happens. So again, nothing really here. No one wants to do anything. I don't think I want to do anything. Again, we have the Comper guy as well, so we could trade Schneider, but I don't want to do it this year anyway. So the Severinsen guy for Green Star, that's the kicker. But again, he's 22. He's not 18. He's not 19. He's 22. Again, that's not that old, but with Green Stars, you expect him to, well, I'm not even speaking English, I'm sorry, but if you see a Green Star guy, maybe not 4 stars, but usually 4.5 stars, they should bump up. And like Nylander, I don't even know what he actually is. I believe he's 4.5. We'll check real quick, but yeah, he's 4.5 yellow stars, and he bumped up like 10% in 1 year, and he's only 20 years old. The Severinsen guy could be a risk. We could trade him. He's got pretty good value, or we can keep him 1 more year. I'd love to keep him, to be completely honest, because he could replace Green or Bieksa. Bieksa is 35 and Green is 34, so they're both fairly old, but we'll see what happens. And that is about it. We don't really have much to trade here. We could trade this guy right here, and we'll see what we can get for him. Actually, no, we'll keep him. He doesn't have much value. We would trade our first-round pick, to be completely honest. I just want to see if there's any defensemen out there who could really help out the team. Like, let's just say we do this. We trade Severinsen, who has pretty high overall, pretty high value, I should say. Does any team want first and Severinsen? Oh, we have the Calgary Flames. They definitely don't have any defensemen. Yeah, I mean, Giordano is good, but he's not even worth either or, I would say. What team would I think thrives on defense? I feel like St. Louis, possibly. I mean, don't think we can get either of the top two guys. Bouwmeester I wouldn't really want. In 2 years, he's going to get worse. So, not them. San Jose, possibly. No, not really. Pittsburgh. Letang would be a good fit, but we need more defense, like, not offense. This Gormley guy could be perfect. This looks really solid. 4.5 yellow stars. He's not putting up too many points, but he's a two-way guy on Phoenix, and I feel like Phoenix is not a high-scoring team, so... But this would be an amazing trade in my opinion, but I don't know if it would go through, but we will see, actually. Sevenson and a first for Gormley. Again, maybe not the most realistic trade, but this would really help out our team. I feel like this guy is not in too many GMs as I've watched, so we'll see. Is Gormley a part of the New Jersey Devils? I'm saying no. NHL is saying no as well. So Gormley is not a part of our team. We're just going to end this. We're not even going to go for anyone else. I don't want to spend hours trying to get a defenseman who possibly might not even be that good for us. When we could be trading away a really good defenseman. Because he's going to be 23 next year, Sevenson. So he's still going to have pretty good value. He may even get better. He could get to a 78 overall. If he jumps more than 4 overall or 5 overall, I think we want to keep him. But otherwise, I sort of want to trade him. So we'll simulate 10 more games. So 2, 6, 7, 9. And we'll simulate to the Buffalo game. And hopefully... we finish off with like a 6-4 or a 7-3, something like that. 6-2-2, something like that. As long as we pick up at least like 14 points, I'd be really happy. But we'll see. So, a nice 8-0 win against the Kings, which, you know, this team, not really expecting it, but it seems like our defense is playing great. 1 goal against in 2 games, and a whopping 10 goals in 2 games. So, if we can continue that, which obviously is not going to happen, that would be amazing. And, yeah, we get no goals against the Penguins, and we let a ton against the Penguins. Islanders have Tavares and Taves. That's just not fair. And, yeah, we get a nice 8-0 win somehow, which doesn't make any sense to me, but maybe they took us lightly. I don't know. We just won the Cup last year, so that wouldn't make sense. A 3-1 loss against the Rangers, which I don't even know. We win the game, 8 goals. We lose the next game, like, we score 1. It's hard to understand what this team is doing. Maybe the whole youth thing actually kicks in GM. Like, the team's so young, so they play really inconsistent, but we'll see. A loss there, not very good. Want to finish these next 4 games, maybe going 3-1. There's a nice win there. Henry could get 30 goals, which would be awesome. Teravainen could get 40 assists. Pretty cool stuff here. Schneider picks up his 30th win. Against the Leafs, who are pretty good. Can we get a nice win? A nice win there. Teravainen picks up a point, I believe, an assist. He might have picked up 2 that game. But here we go, the last 2 games of the simulation. Oh, so Teravainen's got his 40th and... Henrique gets his 27th. So now, goals against average, no one's there. Wins, Schneider's there in first. Points, I don't think anyone's really close. Maybe Teravainen's like 10 points away, or maybe Henrique's like 10 points away. But besides that, no one's up there. No one's really close to anything, especially assists. But we are in second in our division, and we have a pretty good lead, I guess you could say. I'd say... yeah, like a 5-point lead or 6. Actually, is it 5? Yeah, it's 5-point lead. Actually, we would still get a wild card spot. So, yeah, around a 5-point lead. But I just realized how much better the Atlantic is than our division. So, but anyway, we have a pretty strong lead. It's not too big of a lead. We lose 3 or 4 games in a row, and we could be out looking in. But at the moment, we're doing fairly good, and we're just gonna finish this game simulation, I should say, this year off against the Jackets, and these next. I believe these next 8 games, can we please finish around 6-1? No, not 6-1. Can we finish like 5-2-1? That would be cool. 5-3, that would be cool as well. But we start off with an overtime loss. We pick up a point, and that is very good. We pick up a win there. It would also be awesome to see Henry get to 30 goals, even like 35, but I'm not expecting it. Nylander would be awesome to see him pick up 60 points in his first year in the NHL. That would be insane. Teravainen, 60 points, 70 points possibly. But stuff like this is kind of unrealistic numbers. Like Teravainen was pretty far. Henrique, I mean, it looks like Nylander's going to beat Henrique in terms of getting the 30 goals first. You don't know, but we might have 2 30-goal scorers on our team, which is pretty cool. I believe last year was only Ryder who was putting up like 30 points. 30 goals, I should say, not 30 points. Nylander picks up 2 goals in the OT loss, so we're doing really good. We pick up 2 wins and 2 overtime losses since the simulation started, and I'm saying we're a playoff team with just 1 more win, but we'll see what happens. Actually, we get a win there, and let's just quickly finish off here. Ooh, we possibly a sneaker. We didn't trade our first round pick, so we still have that, but we'll see what happens here. We probably should have traded the first round pick because I feel like we're gonna, well, I think we make the playoffs just with that win against Carolina right there, but we'll see. We'll see, definitely. Yeah, we're definitely making the playoffs, so congrats, Devils. We're definitely a playoff team, and let's just put the remaining points there, and now we have full potential with our scouting reports. So Teravainen picks up 41 assists. Nylander's 31 goals. Could he get to like 35? Maybe get a hat trick and 1 goal? I don't think so. He gets nothing there. Teravainen picks up another assist. And the final game of the season would be nice to end off on a win, but we will see. They have Zajac and this guy Winquist, who I've never heard of, but we'll see. First period, Winquist scores twice on us. Eriksson gets a goal. Henrik scores, so I believe that's his 30th. And yeah, Johansson comes back and scores. Former teammate Josefsson, former teammate, scores. Teravainen scores in the 3rd period. Tedenby scores, and Winquist gets his hat trick, and Johansson scores again. So seems like he's thriving over there. He better not have like. Okay, so Henrik picks up his 30th. I'm happy for him there. And Johansson only picks up his 13th, so not very good there. We have Nyland. Well, who do we trade for Johansson? We traded for Reichel. Reichel, I have not noticed him at all. I just realized. That is not good. I completely forgot about him. Not sure how he's doing, but he picks up an assist. This game was -2. Teravainen picks up 2 points, so fairly good. But that is going to be it for this year, and we will see who we are playing in the playoffs. Again, we may have not made it, but I'm thinking we did make it. I just didn't see who is in the playoffs, but let's see. Goals against average, Schneider is in 8th. Marty Brodeur is still playing in the NHL, and he is putting up some pretty good numbers, as you see there. Goals against average in 6th. Save percentage in 8th. Wins, Schneider is in 1st. Points, no one. Goals, no one. And assists, no one. So we do make the playoffs, and I believe we are playing the, let's see. So I believe the Red Wings would play, no, I believe the Islanders would play the Rangers. The Red Wings would play Tampa. Toronto would play Carolina. We would play Ottawa. I believe that's how it would go. I'm not 100% sure. Actually, I don't think that's how it would go. I think we'd play Carolina, I believe. Well, I have no clue. This whole standing thing, especially from this screen, is really confusing. But anyway, let's check out the team stats. We finished 11th, so we definitely did a lot better. Goals against average, we went up a bunch, I think, so that's good. Goals against average, we didn't really go down by that much, but still, we let up under 200 goals, and we're top 10, so it's good. Power play, 18. Like I said, a perfect 18. That's what I wanted. Penalty kill went down again, so I'd like that around 85, 86%, but I guess we'll live with it. Home, we are really good, so we're going to have to take away. We're going to have to hopefully get home ice advantage most of the rounds, so we could take that for granted. Well, not take that for granted, I should say, because away we are not very good. We finished a nice 6-2-2, and Nashville is 10-0 in their last 10. So they are not a team to be reckoned with, and hopefully they get out in the first round in the West, I should say. And let's quickly see the stats. I'm hoping to see someone on our team maybe get 70 points. Teravainen, Henrik, Reichel, someone, but I'm going to guess no one did. So centers, we have Henrik with 63, 30 goals, 30 assists. Fairly good for him. Teravainen, I believe this is his 2nd year in the NHL. Yeah, 2nd year. He popped in 16 more points than last year. He didn't go in minus this year, so fairly good. So good for him. Kennedy, I believe he only had like 2 points. Oh no, he had 18, but still fairly good for him. And left wingers, we have Reichel with 60, so fairly good for him. Elias with 47, that's all right. But I'm very happy Reichel actually is 60. I didn't see him really doing anything. Well, anyway, from the games I was watching, so he wasn't leading in anything. But 60 points for a guy, which is his 2nd year in the NHL. He popped in 14 more points than last year. Well, he didn't even have double digits last year, and he almost got 20 this year. But still, I'd like to see him around 25, 30 goals. But he is a power forward, not a sniper or anything like that. Elias picks up 20 goals. Tenby, almost 40 points, fairly good. Tatar, definitely not good. Definitely not worth whatever we traded for him. But hopefully, I really do hope he gets to like an 84, 85 next year. If not, I feel like he's traded. Jokinen as well. If he doesn't produce in the playoffs, he's getting traded. Mateau, I want to give him until he's 20. Well, I think he dropped stars, which is not good. Could have sworn he was 4 yellow stars, but he had a pretty bad season. Hopefully he does good in the playoffs for us. Chloe, nothing really for you. Well, Chloe, you're playing 4th line. I'm going to give you some credit. 20 points, 4th line is really good. Bickle, no, nothing good at all. So, Nylander, 1 point away from 60, but he did get 30 goals, so fairly good. And defense, BX a 33, Barry 33, and Honka 30, and Larson basically 30, so all good there. Green is already looking to drop off a bit with 25. And the only minus players were Honka and Jelinas, who are both, I'd say, favored in the offensive side of their game. So I guess that's the reason there. But goalies, we have Kincaid, who's got worse by 0.3. Schneider's got better by 0.1 again. And save percentage, Kincaid's got worse by like 1.2. And Schneider's got better by like 0.2. So Schneider's got it better, and he's going to be our starter, I guess. So Kincaid may have just had a hot streak, and that is why I was expecting to trade Schneider in the future, but obviously not now. But we will see what we're doing. We're against the Carolina Hurricanes like I thought we were going up against. I said Senators at first, but realized that they were in the other division. So we're not going to play this, obviously, but Carolina Hurricanes, we have home ice advantage against them. Really similar records, but we will see what happens. We've played them twice in the previous. We lost in 5, and then we swept them. So we will see what happens this year. Hopefully we can get a win, but we will see what happens.